What's up, people? I am here for another video. So, today, right now anyway, I'm doing a bands I love on the band Stone Temple Pilots. Then later, I will be reviewing Lethal Weapon 4. But other than that, I guess we'll get started. So, Stone Temple Pilots was a band I found, I would say 2012, so this was much later. Because up until that point, the main grunge band, because I considered Stone Temple Pilots pretty grunge, I would say was obviously Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Soundgarden. So only those three. But my best friend, was like, "Yo, Trey, there's another band out there called Stone Temple Pilots," and he showed me the song, "Plush," which is probably I would argue, it's probably their most famous song. And that song just like, okay. And for a while, that was the only song I listened to, but it was until Scott Weiland, who was the singer of the band, unfortunately, RIP, died in 2015. Yeah, it was 2015. So I kind of was like, all right, I'll listen to more stuff. So started listening to. When I rewatched at that time, I rewatched The Crow, and I didn't realize they did a song in that movie which was called Big Empty, so I listened to that. Then I found Interstate Love Song, Creep, not to be confused with the song by Radiohead, which they're another decent band, but Stone Temple Pilots, Scott Weiland was such a good singer. He had like such a different he he had his voice was really good. Like he had a really good grunge voice, but you could kind of say they're alternative too, and just it pretty much. I just fell in love with them and just in general, that's when I more because I kind of at that point before I found them, I would say I was more of a normie on grunge. I was more into like Metallica and Guns N' Roses and stuff, so I wasn't fully into grunge like that. But I would say after obviously what happened with Scott Weiland, I got more into him and just sorry about that. So it was after he died, and when I started getting more into their other stuff, was when I started really getting more into like grunge. So, and it really sucks what happened, but and he was like him and and a singer of another band who I'm gonna be talking about in a few days, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. They died 2 years apart. They were almost like the last two, really, minus Eddie Vedder. And I guess Dave Grohl, who was part of Nirvana, but like of the lead singers of like these grunge bands, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the big ones are gone now. So, but Stone Temple Pilots had a great sound. I remember learning more about them with my friend when I think we watched it wasn't like a documentary made by like somebody. I think it was one of like the smaller ones, and I remember really learning more about them. And there was stuff we probably wouldn't agree on politically, which is fine. At the end of the day, they made badass music, and that song "Big Empty" is such a good song because I find because it was from not just because it was from The Crow. It's just such a good song. I think Plush, that sound, it just is so good. And in my opinion, I think of the songs where I think Waylon has the best voice, it would probably be either Plush or I think he has a really good voice in Big Empty. It's just such a good sound, and it's really unfortunate what happened, but it is what it is. But Stone Temple Pilots are great, and I would advise you to listen to them. Listen to Plush. I think that's a good song to like introduce you to them. Or that, or Love, or Interstate Love Song's another really good one. Those two I would say like are good introductory songs for them. And as usual, these videos are not that long, so just wanted to say Stone Temple Pilots are awesome. One of my favorite bands of all time. Really unfortunate, I pretty much won't get the opportunity to see them live, but it is what it is again. So take one more hit. Later on, I will be reviewing Lethal Weapon 4, which is my third favorite in the franchise. So that's gonna be fun. And then tomorrow we will be talking about Soundgarden. In my opinion, like, cause in thrash metal, you have the big four like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth. I think the same thing with grunge. I would say the big three, if anything, are obviously Nirvana at one, Alice in, if we're talking my personal list would be Alice, but Nirvana is just by popularity would be number one. Then Alice in Chains and Soundgarden would be three, and then I would put this band at four. Honestly, this one or Smashing Pumpkins. So one of these two. But Stone Temple Pilots are so awesome. It's gonna be awesome to talking about Soundgarden tomorrow. So R.I.P. Chris Cornell and R.I.P. Scott Weiland. So, but it's gonna be awesome talking about Lethal Weapon 4 later, and usual, and the video on a hit. But other than that, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck James Bitch Ass Mangina, and fuck OneRing.net. Oh, and fuck Lucasfilm. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.